Present progressive tense. My friend left her favorite sweatshirt at my house. I just sent her a text asking her when we can meet up so that I can give it back. Oh, wait. She just responded. She wrote, I run at the track. Well, what does that have to do with when I can meet up with her? Oh, I get it. She is running at the track. I can just go to the track and meet up with her now. Choosing the right words can really help you communicate more clearly. What my friend needed in her text was a progressive verb. That would have let me know that she is running at the track right now. In order to understand progressive verbs, let's start with the basics. A verb is a word which describes the action in a sentence. It is a doing word. A verb can indicate the time of an action too. Writers use different types of verbs to correctly describe when actions happen. Present tense verbs indicate habits, repeated actions, or situations that don't change. An example would be, I drink coffee. Past tense verbs tell about actions that have already happened. The sentence, I called my mom yesterday, is an example of a sentence with a past tense verb. Future tense verbs tell about the action that is going to happen. For example, I will go to the mall tomorrow tells that my action of going will happen tomorrow. Many events and situations don't happen all at once. They happen over time. Progressive verb tenses are the verb tenses we use to describe the ongoing actions of the past, present, or future. The present progressive tense of a verb shows an action that is ongoing and that is happening right now. The present progressive tense usually implies something that is in process. Let's look at the present progressive tense in action. I am eating Chinese food. This sentence tells you that I am in the process of eating Chinese food. I am eating it right now. The present progressive tense of a verb has 3 parts. 1, the helping verbs am, is, or are. 2, a verb. And 3, an ing to the verb. The verb with an ing ending is known as the present participle form of a verb. Let's learn how to form the present progressive tense. First, think about the subject of your sentence. If your subject is the pronoun I, you will use the helping verb am, which is a form of the verb to be. If the subject of your sentence is he, she, it, or a singular noun, you will use the helping verb is. If your subject is you, singular or plural, we, they, or a plural noun, you will use the helping verb are. After you know your subject and helping verb, add the present participle of your verb or action word. What is the present participle? Don't worry. It is just the verb plus ing. We know that our sentence, I am eating Chinese food, has the present progressive form because we have the helping verb am and the present participle form of the verb to eat, eating. The present progressive tense can also be used to show action that is not happening. I am not eating Chinese food. It can also be used to ask a question. Am I eating Chinese food? Let's review what we have just learned about the present progressive tense. Question 1. Which verb tense tells about an action that has already happened? A. Future tense. B. Participle. C. Past tense. D. Present tense. If you answered C, you know that past tense verbs tell about an action that has already happened. Question 2. Which verb tense shows an action that is ongoing and that is happening right now? A. Future tense. B. Present tense. C. Future progressive tense. D. Present progressive tense. The correct answer is D. The present progressive tense shows an action that is ongoing and that is happening right now. Question 3. What ending do we add to a verb to form a participle? A. ing. B. est. C. ed. D. er. The correct answer is A. The participle is formed by adding ing to a verb. Special spelling rules for participles. Let's look at another sentence which uses the present progressive tense. They are playing basketball. In this sentence, our subject is they, so we use the helping verb are and the verb play plus the ing ending. Let's try one more. I am untying my sneakers. In this sentence, the subject is I, so the correct helping verb is am. Our verb is untie. This verb is a tricky one. For verbs that end in the letters ie, you must change the ie to y before adding the ing ending. There are several other spelling rules to follow when forming the present participle. See if you can spot the spelling rule you will need to follow in making the present participle in this sentence. Lily is riding her bike to school. Let's break it down. Lily is our subject. Lily is a singular noun, so we used the helping verb is. Our verb is ride, but for verbs that end in e, we must remove the e before we add the ing ending, so we get riding. The present participle is an important part of progressive verb tenses. So, there is one more spelling rule to remember. This rule sounds confusing, but it really isn't. It states you must double the final consonant before adding ing to some verbs. But which ones? These verbs have to have two things. One, a final syllable that follows a consonant-vowel-consonant pattern. And two, that syllable has to be the one that is stressed. Here's an example that will make this rule much easier to understand. Joe and Tom are running in the rain. Joe and Tom are the plural noun subjects, so we use the helping verb are plus the verb run. Run is a consonant-vowel-consonant verb, and it is only one syllable, so it is automatically stressed. In order to make the present participle, we double the final consonant n and add ing. So we get the word running. running. Are you ready for a challenge about the special spelling rules for creating participles? Question 1. Which of the following would be the correct way to write the participle for the word lie? A. Lying, L-I-I-N-G. B. Lying, L-I-E-I-N-G. C. Lying, L-Y-I-N-G. D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. Lie is a verb that ends in the letters I-E. So it becomes lying, L-Y-I-N-G, when we drop the I-E and add a Y before adding the ing ending. Question 2. How would we write the participle for the word joke? A. Joking. B. Joked. C. Will joke. D. None of the above. If you answered A, you know that joke becomes joking when we drop the E before adding ing. Question 3. How do we write the participle for the word sit? A. Sat. B. To sit. C. Sitting, S-I-T-I-N-G. D. Sitting, S-I-T-T-I-N-G. The correct answer is D. To create the participle for sit, we double the final consonant T before adding ing. Past progressive tense. Now that we have learned about the present progressive tense and the special spelling rules for participles, let's move on to the past progressive tense. This tense has several uses. First, it is used to describe a course of action in the past. Here is an example. He was playing soccer. Next, the past progressive tense is used to describe two actions happening at the same time in the past. An example of this use is the sentence, "While I was making dinner, he was setting the table." The third use of the past progressive tense is to describe an action that was going on at a certain time in the past. Often, this use of the past progressive sets the scene for another action. Here is an example of the past progressive tense used in this way. While I was walking, it suddenly started to snow. Sometimes, too, writers use the past progressive tense to tell readers about an activity in the past which was interrupted. Here's an example. He was watching television when the doorbell rang. In the past progressive tense, the helping verb was or were is used with the present participle of a verb. For our last example sentence, it is the helping verb was and the present participle, or the ing form of the verb to watch, watching, that is used to form the past progressive tense. Writers can also use the past progressive to ask a question. They would write the sentence like this. Was he watching television when the doorbell rang? The past progressive tense can also be written in a negative version. He wasn't watching television when the doorbell rang. If you see the words when, while, or as long as in a sentence, this is a signal that the past progressive tense is being used. Let's review what we have learned so far about the past progressive tense. Question 1. What helping verb is used to form the past progressive tense? A. Was. B. Were. C. Am. D. A and B. The correct answer is D. Was and were are the helping verbs used in the past progressive tense. Question 2. When would you use a past progressive tense? A. To put emphasis on an ongoing action in the past. B. To describe two actions happening at the same time in the past. C. To describe an action going on at a certain time in the past. D. All of the above. If you answered D, you know that the past progressive would be used in all three of these instances. Question 3. Which of the following is a signal word for the past progressive tense? A. While. B. When. C. As long as. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. When, while, and as long as are signals that the past progressive tense is being used. Future progressive tense. The future progressive tense is used to describe an ongoing action that will occur in the future. This verb tense is sometimes called the continuous tense. Sometimes writers use the future progressive tense to allow the reader to get the sense that they are in the middle of things. For example, the cheerleaders will be shouting on the sidelines. The future progressive tense is formed using the helping verb will be and the present participle, or ing form of a verb. Let's look at this tense in action. I will be visiting Tom in California in the summer. The future progressive tense can also be used to describe events that are sure to happen in the near future. This sentence is an example. Next week, I will be traveling to Canada. The future progressive tense can also be written in the negative version. Next week, I will not be traveling to Canada. This tense can be written in a question version too. It would look like this. Will I be traveling to Canada next week? Sometimes you will be able to spot the future progressive tense when words and phrases like in 1 year, next week, or tomorrow are used. Knowing how to use progressive verb tenses will allow you to communicate more clearly. Now, I am going to the track, to return my friend's sweatshirt. Did you catch my use of the progressive tense? Ready to answer a few questions about the future progressive tense? Question 1. Which of the following words are a signal that the future progressive tense is being used? A. Yesterday. B. Last year. C. Tomorrow. D. None of the above. If you answered C, you know that the word tomorrow is a signal word for the future progressive tense. Question 2. The future progressive tense uses which helping verb? A. Was. B. Is. C. Are. D. Will be. If you answered D, you know that the future progressive tense uses the helping verb will be. Question 3. What other name does the future progressive tense have? A. Continuous tense. B. Participle. C. Future perfect tense. D. None of the above. The correct answer is A. It is sometimes called the continuous tense. Thinking question. What are other ways that writers, especially texters, can communicate more clearly?